Thank you. Hey, Jimmy, those emotions, 5 turnovers in the first half last night, none in the second half.
Yeah, he really grew up, I think, in the second half. And you expect that for a kid that arrived on campus as a 17-year-old, reclassified, but he is a bucket getter, had 29 points in an opening round win, and shot Oklahoma into that NCAA tournament solidly. And boy, the defensive attention that he's going to get to start this game. But he's felt it before. He has risen up time and time again in a very physical league. He is a very tough cover for Kentucky tonight.
Well, it's an easy way to get excited. A late night game. Kentucky, you can just see the crowd behind us. It is very blue in here. It will feel like a home game. And they have had very little, like no success the last 3 years. Mark Pope made it clear early on, it's going to be different.
Well, this has been Kentucky's tournament, though, throughout the history of the SEC.
Yeah.
They've won 31 of them, more than anybody else. Alabama second with 8. Mark Pope won this tournament as a player in 1995. He knew the day he got the job how important this tournament is to Big Blue Nation. If you're going to win the tournament, you got to win your first one. It will not be easy. Oklahoma and Kentucky played to a 1-point game in the regular season just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, Bridgestone's turned into Bluestone tonight.
Yeah.
And there is Mark Pope. And for the first time, really, Jimmy, the last week or so, they know now what their rotation is going to be. Jackson Robinson is not coming back. Kirk Kriisa is not coming back. And everybody now knows their roles. They believe that's been a key, as has been the health of Andrew Carr. You just saw him, big number 7.
Yeah, he's played his best basketball the last 4 or 5 games. We know this about Kentucky. They're making 10 threes a game at 39%. We also know this about Kentucky and Big Blue Nation. That state is full of people that take vacation days to come to Nashville, and they want to stay here the entire time. This is a very important tournament to Kentucky and Mark Pope. We'll see how they are the first 4 minutes. I expect them to play with an edge and be ready to roll in Nashville.
Mohamed Wagee, who was phenomenal last night and then ended up cramping for most of the game, will jump center against Damari Williams, and he stole the tip right into the hands of Jeremiah Fierce. Fierce defended by Butler, who is just a special defender. And he plays with that brace on that left shoulder. Miles gets the screen, the roll. Wagee in the paint. That's a great job by Carr. They got 2 seconds to get a shot off, and Fierce nearly banked it in. Really good defense by the Cats.
Rather, Kentucky 57 points better defensively in terms of efficiency than they were last month.
Kentucky lineup, it's got Owe. Butler, Gray is a terrific shooter, driving here, gets the friendly roll to get things rolling for Kentucky. Oklahoma starting 5 looks like this. They've won 3 in a row, 4 and 2 in their last 6. Good eye, number 2, really good shooter. Penetration more, now he steps back. Drives again, Carr there to defend. Williams, his height's going to be a factor tonight. Butler, Owe, 3, look out! A 5-0 start for Kentucky.
Oklahoma plays with 3 6-foot guards for a lot of minutes. Can they rebound in this game and be effective in the paint is a big question mark.
They're going to be able to deal with the first punch or punches from Kentucky. Wagee deep. And Williams just whipped it away from him. Andrew Carr tries. He buys a 3. Could there be a better start for the Cats?
Standing in a clogged bathtub because you don't know what to do about it? I'm what to do about it. I'm Green Gobbler. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Find the home that really works for you in the Redfin app. Whether you're looking for a bigger yard or a better kitchen, Redfin updates listings every 2 minutes so you can find the home you'll love faster. Download the app today.
I don't know if there's a silver lining in all this blue, but Oklahoma was down 8-2 last night. They didn't panic. Is it different tonight?
It certainly feels like it. It's obvious that Mark Pope instilled a lot of gas into his guys. Understand the importance of this tournament to Kentucky and Big Blue Nation and the momentum you want to have heading into the NCAA tournament. Kentucky now has made 306 threes on the year. That's the 4th most in the history of Kentucky basketball.
Pope knows every game's one and done. He's in a coaching stance over there with his team up 8-0. Fears they found Woogie underneath. The interior defense has been solid, but finally they break through, and Williams picks up his first.
Well, Woogie's going to get a lot of minutes with Godwin. For Oklahoma, their starting post player hampered by an injury right now, but just enough of a ball fake to kind of settle down Williams. And well, he is a rugged kid. Remember that Alabama Final Four team. There's Godwin looking on. Did not play last night. Questionable for tonight, I believe. But McGee has to have a big round like he did against Georgia in the first round game.
Well, as you guys mentioned, Woogie had the game of his career last night. He cramped up a lot during that game. So he's fasting for Ramadan, so he can't eat or drink fluids during daylight hours. So he was up late last night receiving IV fluids with the hope that that will not be an issue here tonight.
Kobe Brea, Williams wanted it down low, and look at the height advantage he has. Fast ball movement, Brea the floater. And boy, they haven't missed a shot. 4 for 4 to start.
Kobe Brea has developed into way more than just a three-point specialist. Really good the last month. 1 or 2 bounces and some tough twos now coming from Kobe Brea as well.
Averaging 14.2 his last 6 games. McGee out of bounds.
McGee's going to check out, I think, and Norweather's going to check in. And the kid that comes in is not the defender that McGee is, but he's an offensive threat that can stretch the floor and make that 5-out Oklahoma offense a little bit more of an open floor to operate with.
You see Williams and Carr both with height advantages over the men that are guarding them. Andrew Carr is 6'11". And he is healthy, which is a huge, huge difference the way he's been. Williams, soft touch, and boy, it's a big, big ring right now to start.
That middle ball screen action I talk about all the time, Ravi. If you can't handle it, it's going to knock you out of a tournament. And Kentucky's so good with Williams and Carr both rolling out of it.
Spears, pretty. You talk about scorers. He's one of them. And it's a Williams you're charging at, and he is a premier shot blocker. That's going to be a trip on Fears. Butler goes to the ground.
What I'm talking about with Kentucky, Ravi, that middle ball screen, Williams right here is so good at in and out of the action. He sets it and just dives right through that open space. Very patient as a diver. He let the traffic clear out of the way. That's a really good target, 22 in white, rolling to that rim.
Brandon Garrison will come in. Williams goes to the bench. Garrison was involved in some of the post-game excitement, if you will, as Owe misses one. He's an Oklahoma City kid. And Oklahoma wanted him. He ended up coming to Kentucky to play. Going to be a foul on Ortega Owe. Now, it's been a fascinating first year for this guy, Mark Pope, who has done everything humanly possible to endear himself to Big Blue Nation, and he has checked every box and succeeded on every level. And man, has he dealt with, and a lot of teams do, but he's dealt with some significant injuries. And it's almost like they've never had their full complement of players.
I told you, Jesse, what this is now the 4th game in a row that he's got the same roster to work with. 8 wins against the top 15 this year. Ties Indiana in 1992-93 and Duke in 78-79. He's had some monster wins in his first year.
Yeah, and those are 2 phenomenal teams. Colin Chandler's been called on to play defense really well. He does it against Elvis, but how about that play by Kobe Elvis, who will now go back and play defense against his roommate for 3 years, Kobe Brea.
So Oklahoma kind of picked himself up off the mat after that settle-down timeout by Porter Moser.
Chandler may have had his best game in a Wildcat uniform in his last game. Carr wants it in the paint. They don't get it to him. And now they get 6. He fires from 3. That's off.
Well, good job by Butler to handle that ghost screen and didn't get sidetracked away from the ball.
Denied by Carr. Butler from his backside all the way across the court to Brea. Harrison comes up to set the screen, and that is stepped out of bounds. Kobe Brea.
Well, really good, though, defensive pressure by Oklahoma on Brea.
Good answer from Oklahoma after that fast start for Kentucky. It's 12-7 as the SEC men's basketball tournament is being brought to you by Bush's Chili Magic. Speaking of magic, man, this tournament's been that. Kentucky, Oklahoma continues after this timeout from Nashville.
No alarms tell me when to snack. Nice try, Kevin. So my advice? Stop looking for advice. And if you want to grab a snack, grab a snack. Who's hungry?
Oh, I wish my TV provider let me choose what I pay for.
Sling lets you do that, Clock Boy.
Choose and customize your channel lineup or pause and watch for free. Sling lets you do that.
Shopping online comes with digital threats, so turn on NordVPN and encrypt your online traffic. Get 72% off NordVPN and up to 1 year for free.
Standing in a clogged bathtub because you don't know what to do about it? I'm what to do about it. I'm Green Gobbler. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Welcome to the evolution of sports oxygen. Professional athletes are using supplemental oxygen more than ever for rapid aerobic recovery to be better, stronger, faster. Boost Oxygen. Suck it up.
Welcome to our world of extraordinary hydration science.
Meet Liquid IV, sugar-free hydration, scientifically formulated with electrolytes, vitamins, and 0 artificial sweeteners. Liquid IV, sugar-free.
At the Mizuho America's Open, accommodations and transportation are provided for the LPGA pros. That's because Mizuho is committed to enhancing the player experience. Just one of the ways we're changing the game. Mizuho Americas, a name worth knowing.
I need these items printed by Friday.
Certainly.
Are you for Imprint certain?
We are for Imprint.
Certainty matters when you need promo gear for gifting clients, customers, and your team. 4imprint.com has items certain to wow.
4imprint for certain.
Shaq.
This is the land of legends. The places, the faces, and moments. We've seen the confetti fall again and again, but we're not done. It's time for the next generation to make their mark and go from 14 deep to 16 strong. It's a whole new ballgame in the SEC, and it just means more.
Well, Porter Moser knows, man, there have been some big-time defections from that Oklahoma program, including that guy right there, Otega Oweh, who took his skills to Kentucky. And a not-so-subtle reminder occurred in the game against Oklahoma, where Oweh was the story of the end of the game. In every which way, he scored every point, including what was an incredible shot with about 6 seconds to go to put the icing on the cake. They won at 83-82 and a career-high 28 for Otega Oweh. The last 18 points he scored for Kentucky in that game.
Well, think about what Porter Moser lost off his club last year. Milos Uzan is now the starting point guard for Houston, a 1 seed, and Otega Oweh for Kentucky, a big loss to Porter Moser, who, by the way, is 4-0 when he's wearing that black shirt and red tie.
Yeah,
staying with the dress that has Oklahoma now solidly in the NCAA tournament. It was in question when this tournament started.
Elvis kicks more. That's way off. That's an air ball.
In that timeout, Mark Pope really focused on their offensive composure, telling his players, we got them early, so now they're bringing defensive pressure. He emphasized ball movement and staying patient in the face of that pressure. And the overall message was, we started hot, we cooled down, but don't panic and keep up that energy.
Big time contact there, Molly. Thank you on Chandler, who lost the ball and grabbed just above his left eye. He's back. We're going to see if he's bleeding playing defense. That air ball from more significant, Jimmy. He had 20 in that first meeting. Difficult pass. That's a steal. Deflected by Carr. And that's a bad pass from Graham. 2-on-1. Miles. Contact. No good, but he'll shoot two.
Man, those Oklahoma guards are quick and fast on both ends of the floor. We're talking about Miles, Elvis. Yeah, that's exactly what Colin Chandler took a shot that went uncalled, and he'll have to step out unless they clean that blood up quickly. Colin Chandler has really developed the last 3 or 4 games, bringing his burst, is what Mark Pope says, into the game. An elite level athlete that's going to get better and better. Missed 2 years of basketball on a Mormon mission.
3 veteran officials are hearing it right now, and the question for Mark Pope is, how in the world is his eye bleeding if there was no contact? A former medical student for 3 years,
he would know.
He would probably know. It doesn't just happen.
Yeah, that's a pretty good cut on Chandler. I wouldn't be surprised he doesn't have to have stitches. And right there, the elbow of Norweather, as he goes up to challenge his shot, the right elbow gets right into that left eye in the corner of Chandler.
Duke Miles knocks down the first one. Talk about right there,
yeah, right there. That elbow, that is clearly a foul. It did not get called.
Norweather sends him now to get that addressed. Miles is a kid that chipped 2 teeth in a game, diving for a ball against Mississippi State. And within seconds, he was back on the floor. 5 straight empty trips for Kentucky after that lightning fast start. And that's another pass that was deflected away. Butler spinning in traffic. That's a near turnover, and he ripped it right back. Carr with a flush.
With a hand strength to Butler is as good as you're going to find for a defensive guard and a loose ball gatherer.
Fierce 3, no, that one rattled out. Feels like another potential punch for Kentucky, and it is as Brea buries the 3.
You have to locate Brea if you're Oklahoma. That Kentucky offense is so good the first 10 seconds of a possession, and they flood the floor with shooters on both sides.
Good hands by Owe. He dove on the floor, and now Elvis kicks to Fears, who doesn't shoot it. Nice touch off the window. And not a good shooting like last night for Glenn Taylor Jr., but he gets his first 2.
Good job by Taylor to not force a 3 out of the corner, but make a play out of the corner instead.
D back in playing defense. He's 5 hedging out there on Owe. Garrison, there's a call, a block on McGee underneath.
And Porter Moser's not going to like that call. He thought the offense initiated. Watch this, Kentucky. Their run game. They rip that ball off the glass. And look at Kobe Brea down the left side. It's a lack of awareness and a lack of urgency by Oklahoma in transition defense to not sprint, talk, and point. And you cannot leave. The most trusted, most valuable guy in the portal last year as a shooter was Kobe Brea.
A valuable commodity. Guys that can shoot. And speaking of guys that can shoot, they're bringing a few in now for Kentucky. Brea comes out. Trent Noah becomes somewhat of a cult hero. The 3 freshmen. You had a great name for him the other day, the Band Perry, surrounding Travis Perry. They've really grown up right in front of our eyes this season.
Well, Trent Noah's been in a shooting slump. He's only made 1 3 in the last 6 games, but had a lot of valuable minutes in conference play, 9 in white.
Williams is on the floor. So is Almanor. He's got a shooting streak of his own going. He's going to have to shoot a 3. Williams, that's too strong, and it didn't draw the iron. That's a shot clock violation.
Ravi Fears only 2 points in this game, and he's the guy, the electricity for this Oklahoma offense, bringing the ball up. But he's being guarded by one of the best defenders in all of college ball. A huge challenge for this young freshman.
Now he will take it, not make it. So we mentioned he had 29 last night. That was off a game in which he was 2 of 14.
Yeah, he's been a little streaky with that shot.
Butler, backdoor, pretty cut. No, he can't convert.
Man, great cut, great pass. That's Williams, is that 7-foot point guard, making plays.
Taylor, Fears replaced him. He still has not knocked a three down. And that's going to be a foul on Woogie, and that is a problem for Oklahoma. That is number 2 on Mohamed Woogie.
It's an undersized Oklahoma team on that front line with Godwin not playing tonight. And now Northweather checks back in. Oklahoma, though, they're driving the paint. They're playing off a 2. They're spraying it around. They're just not knocking him down yet. Oklahoma has failed to make a 3, 0 for 5, and they've had some good looks.
Yeah, Fears has taken 4 of those 5. Now Travis Perry in. Williams, backdoor, Noah, nice play. They take advantage of the empty paint.
And there's my 7-foot point guard. Because of his passing ability, that paint does stay empty.
Forsythe kick, Northweather 3. Yes, buried it right in front of that Kentucky bench.
Yeah, Woogie goes out, and you bring a shooter in that's 6'11". So offensively now Oklahoma a little bit more of a tough cover.
Travis Perry left open. That's the dangerous thing. He missed it. Kept alive by Noah.
Those kind of plays by Noah that Mark Pope has rewarded with a lot of minutes for a true freshman.
Williams going to work on Northweather. He drew the foul on Northweather, and Amari Williams will go shoot 2. Williams, a very good driver of the basketball.
Yeah, Kentucky up 5. When the ball moves and people move, the scoreboard moves. And Kentucky's done a good job of it so far. But this is the most elite passer that we have in the college game for a 7-footer, talking about Amari Williams. The play initiator.
The Huddle. It's a circle of trust. Here, big plans become big plays. Standing shoulder to shoulder, sharing an unbreakable bond. The Huddle is where confidence is forged. And where the game is won. Financial confidence is built that way too, working together on your region's Greenprint plan. Let's huddle up, because in an SEC world, we're the SEC Bank.
At PXG, we believe you get more out of your golf clubs when you're custom fitted. Golfers of every skill level should go through this process, book your fitting, and see what we can do for your game. PXG, you've never played like this before, period.
Forgetting something?
Curry?
The other thing.
Spicy curry.
A Turo tires. A longer tread life, all season, and great looking.
I'll add it to the list.
Affordable all season tires with great handling and longer tread life. Turo puts performance within reach.
The SEC and SEC Network thank our official corporate sponsors for their continued support of our student athletes during every championship season.
The SEC once again just litters the top 25 with teams.
If you want to go, I'll show you right now. 3, 2, 1, better count me down. Do what I do, follow my lead.
This is where everybody wants to play. This is where everybody wants to coach. This is where the best are.
Do what I do, follow my lead.
SEC Network, your home for SEC baseball.
Coach, what's your offense doing well in the face of their defensive pressure?
Well, we just got to keep working on more and more pace. Our second lifts have been super effective, and we got to keep getting to a second side. Our guys have done that well. And then our guys got to keep screening, cutting. Like, we're a finish hard cuts team, finish hard cuts team.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
Yeah, I love that, a cut hard team. Now, Noah right here, Ravi, he's actually being grabbed by Darius Miles. So what does Noah have to do? First of all, break the wrists of that pressure, and then, bam, make a hard cut. And it's to perfection by Noah right there. Break the wrist. Shook him off of you, and Trent Noah with that hard cut and a finishing cut, which Mark Pope talks about time and time again. Do not cut a shortcut and finish it at the rim. Really well done by Trent Noah.
So we had Mississippi State in the first game, and Chris Jans said we're going back to our basics. We're playing defense. We're playing angry. In the case of Kentucky, Pope just referenced it, but he had talked about putting in new actions offensively with a little bit more movement, a little bit more pace. And this is a team that scores a bunch in every game. They've won 6 games when their opponents have scored 80 or more. 6 times they've won games where the opponent has got 80 or more. Only Alabama has more with 13 of those. And he wants more offense, and more pace, and more movement.
Well, it's a spread out offense. A lot of zoom action, a lot of dribble handoffs, but it's all equated to 85 points a game. They shoot the three-point shot at a high clip. They move the ball, 17 assists a ball game. But in this league, when you're trying to break off pressure, you got to break the wrist of that defender, Ravi, and get yourself open time and time again.
Another good shooter is Forsythe, and you wonder if Fears was going to be a little gun-shy in shooting. And he's 0 for 5, but I'm sure Porter Moser said you got to keep doing that. Foul on the floor is called against Kentucky. It was Taylor causing problems on the offensive glass.
Ravi Fears, actually, he's just a 28% three-point shooter on the year. So that's not his forte. He's really good at getting in the paint and making some hard shots at the rim, and that's good news for Big Blue Nation. Colin Chandler gets that eye taken care of and back on the bench. Looks like ready to go.
And maybe a couple of stitches up there, a little butterfly for Colin Chandler. And he gives a thumbs up to Mark Pope as he sits down on the end of the bench.
And you have to hope that cut heals up by May 8th when he gets married. Right?
That's a thought.
That's the date. Yeah,
that's a real thought.
Yeah, that's what his fiance is thinking right now.
Kentucky backing off the on. 4 seconds, 3 seconds on the shot clock. Fears steps into another one, forced there, and that's going to be an offensive foul called against Jalen Moore going for the rebound.
Ravi, since February the 4th, Kentucky's defense in the KenPom rankings has improved by 57 spots.
Which is amazing.
That's a huge leap. But Mark Pope realized when the month of February began, they just weren't good enough defensively. And that's a smart team that has learned this year on the fly and made themselves better, and especially on that end of the floor.
Moser looks up. He did not like that call from Terry Oglesby. He thought his defender had his hands on the basketball. 6th team foul against Oklahoma.
Ravi, Kentucky's offense, they want to get off 33-point shots a game. They also want to have 20 transition possessions to get their run game going. In this one, Kentucky 5 out of 7 in the first 12 seconds of the shot clock.
Butler penetrates deep. Away with 10 on the shot clock. Really good defense by the Sooners. And that's a turnover. Stout defensive effort that time by Oklahoma. Well, that's not expected. Taylor buried at 3 and then gives a little look over to the Kentucky bench. Butler reverse. That's pretty.
Ravi in 4 seconds. LeVar Butler, a one-man fast break.
Let's get started in the Porter Moser and the score on one end, not get that defense set. They move the ball, they're a team that takes care of it. They can knock them in when they have to, under a high clip, about 36% in conference play. But look at Lamar Butler.
25 seconds. He was a one-man fast break in 5 seconds, rim to rim.
For Glenn Taylor Jr., that was his 18th. That's it, 18th. Third three-point field goal of the season. 4-point game.
The building just feels different tonight than previous years Kentucky being in here.
No doubt about it. Fears through the contact. To your point, what he does best. Butler picks up the foul. To Jimmy's point, he turned 18 in October. He's a child. I mean, he's a kid.
Yeah. He's a very talented kid.
He sure is.
He has multiple games this year where he has drawn 10 fouls. And he gets to that free throw stripe. He's got a really good stroke. He originally signed with or committed to Illinois, but then when he reclassified after the Peach Jam, Porter Moser went all in on him and said, hey, we got a spot for you right now. And he has handled the challenge of a physical league for a young kid really, really well.
Travis Perry and Forsythe, they almost look like brothers out there standing next to each other. Well, free throw no good. Fierce. He's missed all 6 of his three-point field goals. A couple of those came at the end of the shot clock. Carl rolls, he's deep, and he's going to get the foul. That was a hold on Glenn Taylor Jr.
And it was also a really strong physical SEC screen set by Travis Perry. A size screen, small on big, to get that back screen and Carr rolling out of it. Watch Travis Perry. Is he going to come up right here? 11 in white. Bam, man. He just delivers the blow as a back screener like you have to do in this league. That's a real screen set, and it gets Carr to the free throw line.
Carr's last game, 16 points against Missouri, 12 rebounds. First SEC double-double. The crowd recognizes that Colin Chandler, who's clearly getting more minutes as the season wears on, is back on the floor. Carr missed a free throw. He was such a difference maker early in the season when they were rolling because he was healthy. And he is close to 100% again.
Now averaging 13 points over the last 6 back in that starting lineup.
Fears got Chandler on his back. Northweather. There are 4 really good three-point shooters on the floor for Kentucky right now. And Perry, Brea, Chandler, and Carr. He wants it down low, and he gets it down there. And boy, is he strong right now. Laid it up and in over Moore.
Great strength and great footwork by Carr to fight off that double team around the rim.
Fierce had a free throw line jumper. Chandler was off balance. He didn't take it. Throws it up with his left. Challenged again. Carr just held his ground.
A pretty good job by Kentucky to stay in front of the ball, and that is not easy.
Great pass. Yes, Perry to Brea on the baseline.
Brea loves to run the left side of the floor.
And if he's not knocking down a 3 on the left side, he'll get to that corner and burn that pressure off with a back cut.
Feels like Rupp Arena is in Nashville right now.
Yeah, and more of the maturity of Perry, who that time will get the foul called against him, but just more and more playing time and productivity from the kids.
Well, Kentucky's starting to clip. And Andrew Carr with a high-low action, very patient. Gets his feet underneath his shoulders before he goes up through contact and fights off those black jerseys. That's what I'm talking about with Brea. He lives on the left side of the floor in transition as a jump shooter or making plays as a cutter.
We've all gotten good at stirring the pot. You know, maybe we find time for a little pot luck. Yes, bring those red beans with the andouille, bring pastas and kielbasas, and seriously, we all can't just get along for a few hours? That's a crock. You just gotta go gloves on, Johnsonville in, finger pointing off, and keep it juicy.
Jump to the jam, boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect, I'm the man in command, come.
Standing in a clogged bathtub because you don't know what to do about it? I'm what to do about it. I'm Green Gobbler. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work, guaranteed. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Before the next commercial, find out if you're overpaying for car insurance. FinanceBuzz.com compares the rates of over 90 carriers, from emus, geckos, and ladies in lab coats, to see who gives you the best price. Go to FinanceBuzz.com.
The SEC and SEC Network thank our official corporate sponsors for their continued support of our student athletes during every championship season.
Guys, stop dressing like this. Dress like this. This is the perfect polo for any occasion, and the comfort and stretch are unmatched. The signature firm semi-spread collar adds a touch of sophistication and class, but still gives you that everyday comfort with the relaxed fit. Easily elevate the look by throwing on one of Collars & Co.'s sweaters, and because of the design of the polo, it'll look as if you're wearing a dress shirt underneath. Head over to Collars & Co. now to elevate your style and comfort. Use code TV for 20% off site-wide at collarsandco.com.
It doesn't matter where you work. If you're stuck in the same position all day, it's not good for you. That's why we created the original VeriDesk, the world's leading standing desk solution. Imagine working happier and healthier with a workspace designed for your comfort. VeriDesks are easy to set up in minutes, and they're built to last a lifetime. So invest in the best for your work and your well-being. Shop our sale and make your dream office a reality.
Travis, Oklahoma playing with three basically 6-foot guards, so it's a real premium for Kentucky in this game. Defensively, to stay in front of the ball and make Oklahoma make tough twos. And man, Kentucky has been so alert when they've switched. They switched out high and they switched out low in a stance. Great communication, forcing some, at the buzzer attempts and cleaning it up on the defensive glass. And good teams fix the problem within the season. They don't wait till the end of the season to say defensively we got to get better. And that's what Kentucky has done over the last month.
Jeremiah Fears, 3 points, 1 of 8 shooting, 0 of 6 from 3. Against a Kentucky team that clearly has the crowd on its side. And you mentioned the 8 wins over the top 15. They swept Tennessee this year to Kentucky. They beat Florida. They beat Duke. So when they're healthy, which they're not going to be because Robinson's not there, but they're complete right now, they really believe they can compete with anybody.
I agree 100%. This has been a very talented Kentucky team all year long. All brand new players in a new system. It just takes time.
Next Tuesday night right here on the SEC Network and the app, our next SEC Inside gets you an all-access pass to this basketball tournament. 7 Eastern, 6 Central. Never before seen footage, sound from players and coaches. The behind-the-scenes look, that's next Tuesday night on the SEC Network. Kobe Bryant, Kobe Elvis at the free throw line. They were roommates for 3 years at Dayton, and they are like brothers.
Well, guys, I was just listening into Oklahoma's huddle, and Porter Moser was trying to calm his team down. He told his bigs, you've got to be better in transition. We're not communicating and getting set on defense. And he finished with, if they post you up, you got to heat up the passing. Get your hands up high. Play with more aggression. He told them they weathered the initial storm, but they have to keep their energy up.
He's right about that. They did weather the storm. The question's going to be, does Oklahoma have another scorer beside Fears to help them get on a run? Because it's quite clear Kentucky has that ability, and we've seen it already a couple of times. Amari Williams setting the check back in. As Fears penetrates against Chandler. He's deep, and he lays it up and in.
That's how he can get going, Fears. Again, the number of fouls that he's drawn this year, multiple times in double figures. He was an electric, dynamic, fast first step with that ball.
Chandler baseline, he leaves it for Owe, and the ball deflected out of bounds. Good hands by the Fears with good on it. I wasn't sure who got their hands on it.
Yeah, it felt like Chandler had a really good look himself on the left side of the rim. His minutes have climbed, to 17, 18 minutes a game over the last 3 or 4.
He had 8 points in 16 minutes against Missouri, kind of in an attack mode, which he hadn't been in before.
Former Utah Gatorade Player of the Year, went 2 years without touching the ball. Just has taken him a while to knock that rust off.
Williams, that was deflected by Northwetter. Owe with 5 on the shot clock. Backs his way in. Perry, 3, fires, short. Pierce got the big fellow Williams on him, and he got nowhere to go. Moore penetrates. Tough shot.
One of the better athletes in the SEC. He was the battle for Atlanta's most valuable player. With all the lack of offense by Oklahoma, you look up, it's just a 2-point game.
Again, Moore 20 in the first meeting. Brea nearly dribbled himself into a turnover, so he launches a three. That's no good.
Not the shot that Mark Pope wanted. That ball was stuck on one side.
Well, Oklahoma with a chance to tie or go ahead as it's knocked out of bounds by Kobe Brea.
Well, Oklahoma comes in only making 8 threes a game. And Porter Moser, the strength of them offensively is to spread the floor and drive it. And they, especially with a kid like Moore, this is your power forward, but he can put it on the deck and play through contact, and that's how Oklahoma's going to have to stay in this game. They're going to have to drive it. They're going to have to get to the free throw line and just knock down timely threes against this long Kentucky defense.
Yeah, quiet start to the night for Oweh. He goes and sits on the bench. Taller Kentucky team on the floor now with Noah, Brea, Carr, and Williams. Three ball knocked down. All of a sudden, Oklahoma has got a lead. That's Kobe Elvis.
Andrew Carr did not switch out high.
No, but he tries to answer with a three. They've missed now their last 3 trips, an 8-0 run for Oklahoma.
I'm sorry, but those 3 small guards for Oklahoma is just a constant headache to match up with.
Northweather kicks. Elvis. Pretty move. No.
He might get all the way to the rim.
Difficult pass in traffic. What a job by Brea to keep it alive. And another empty trip for the Cats. Fierce. Boy, is he tough. And yeah, you're right, Jimmy. All of a sudden, a couple of penetrating twos.
When Fierce brings that ball, he's not looking for a stop sign or a yield sign. He reads the traffic really, really well for a young kid. And you look up and Boomer Sooners up 3 on a 10-0 run.